And then you get into a fight one night and he turns ice cold and cuts you off financially completely, and you have no cards because you've been using his card, so you don't have any money on you. I will have technically nowhere permanent to live, and there's absolutely nothing I can do because I wasn't on the lease, and he was calculating in that.
Woman starts fight with her rich boyfriend, then immediately regrets it when he leaves her homeless. Like the video, subscribe, stay on the path of progress. Let's get into it.
Life is so funny because
Okay, why?
one day you're living in a $10,000 a month apartment.
What?
$10,000 a month apartment. Like, getting to do whatever you want and eating at Michelin star restaurants all the time and going on a vacation to the Amman Hotel in Sri Lanka and then extending the trip and going to Singapore and staying at the Ritz-Carlton. And you're with this man who you think you're going to marry, and he's made you financially dependent on him over the course of the relationship.
So he made her financially dependent on him. Yeah, I'm sure it's completely his fault, right? It's not that she just couldn't afford doing all of these extravagant things. It's so wild how women can turn a man being more successful than she is and paying for everything into somehow her being a victim. It's genuinely impressive. He took care of her, he paid for everything, he took her on awesome vacations and all this kind of stuff, but he's the bad guy. Yeah, makes sense.
And then you get into a fight one night and he turns ice cold and cuts you off financially completely, and you have no cards because you've been using his card, so you don't have any money on you. And while you're sleeping, has his friend go over to the apartment that you guys have shared since like the lease began and moved in together, and like it was our apartment.
So one, it sounds like it's his apartment. He's paying for everything. You live with him in a lifestyle that you can't afford. That's what it is. And another thing, isn't it interesting how she just says it's a fight? Doesn't go into it at all. She just says, oh, we had a fight. Doesn't mention what happened in the fight or anything like that. She just glosses over that like it's nothing. And he's just over exaggerating over this. But bro, here's the thing. When women are in heated arguments and you're in a fight in a relationship, women fight dirty. That's the thing. Women will bring up something that you did 3 years ago that bothered her, and she'll never let it go. Women will take all of the information that you've given her, all of those tiny little weaknesses that maybe you've shown her, and use those against you. It's like if you're in a physical fight, women only go straight for the groin, straight for the throat, they claw out the eyes. They only go for all of the dirty moves. So I can almost guarantee you that's exactly what happened here. This guy probably told her something in confidence, told her something that maybe painted him in a somewhat weak manner, right? And she used that against him. She said, oh, you're just like your scumbag father. You're gonna be exactly like him. Just boom, the uppercut to the groin right there. And when women do this in arguments, you can't come back from things like that. You can't take back words that you have said. And a man will never forget that, ever. The fact that he told you something in confidence and she turned it around and used it against you. Men will never forget that. And the relationship can completely change after she does something like that. This guy chose to walk away and be totally done with her. In some other situations, it could mean your man completely shutting off his emotions towards you. But let's continue.
And has his friend pack up all of your stuff and then drop it outside of your friend's apartment in his hallway. Says find your way back to New York, and it's January, so when I get back to New York I will have technically nowhere permanent to live, and there's absolutely nothing I can do because I wasn't on the lease, and he was calculating in that.
You blew it. You blew up your relationship. That's what it is. You were with a guy that was way out of your league, who was hyper successful, fully taking care of you, and you blew it. But somehow, oh, this is like financial abuse. I'm a victim. I'm a victim because of this.
And obviously this is partially my fault for making the mistake of becoming financially dependent on someone when I really didn't need to. Like, I had a career.
Okay, so you had a career, but I guarantee you she wasn't able to pay for all of this stuff. She couldn't stay at the Ritz, she couldn't fly around the world, she couldn't stay in a 10K a month apartment, so she chose to be that stay-at-home girlfriend and totally rely on him.
Guys, first of all, I have a lot of money in savings, especially for my age, so I'm all good there. The context is, like, I lost my credit card, so I was using his when we were in Singapore. So when I say he left me penniless, I mean, like, I didn't have access to my bank accounts at that time and place. Two, regarding the apartment, we only moved in like 3 months ago, and I wasn't like working like taking as many freelance projects during those 3 months because we were working on a project together. We were going to open a venue. So I was doing like creative, hiring architects, finding a space, like building a team, etc. And that's something I would have been paid out from like down the road. 3, like the most like stressful part of this whole thing is just like all of a sudden not having housing. I never in a million years thought he would give me 0 notice.
And here's the thing, man, it might sound harsh, but not your chick, not your problem. Y'all broke up. There's no tie there that says he has to take care of you. But that's a very interesting one. Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments, but let's keep going.
Regret post-divorce. If I could go back knowing what I know now, I would never have downloaded a dating app or ever gotten on one. People will get on dating apps and spend massive amounts of time chatting, talking, and texting, basically just to do a job interview, only to find out you don't have chemistry and you wasted hours, months, and weeks getting to know someone. People don't really know how to set the correct boundaries on that, and that's a whole nother lesson. There's also not accountability because they are not in your friend group, your church group, any kind of social group, so you can't even have that filter of knowing anything about their background, and they'll quickly ghost you.
These are actually very valid criticisms, actually. I think dating apps are absolutely atrocious, and it really only works for like the top 5% of dudes. But that's the thing, a lot of women do not seem to realize after you've been married for like 10, 15 years, whatever it is, you probably got married around 28, 29, 30. You're getting back out into the dating market around 45, 50, something like that. And the dating market has changed significantly since you got in a relationship. 10 to 15 years ago, dating apps were not a thing. That is one thing that completely changed the game. And the other thing is, you have to realize you're older now, significantly. You come with a lot of baggage behind you. Chances are, if you've been married for a while, you probably have kids as well. So you are not at all in the same position where you're able to pick the man that you want. You're in a situation now where it's essentially a lot of leftover people, because all of the good guys are married with kids and they're still married. It's either that or you have these like lifetime bachelor dudes or these divorced dads. You're not getting the pick of the litter like you were in your 20s. The dating game changes significantly when women get older.
Divorce my husband. Why did I divorce my husband? I divorced my husband because I was making a certain amount of money. I divorced my husband because I thought I didn't need him anymore. I divorced my husband because I had this senior position at work and thought I held the same position at home. I divorced my husband because I thought I was better than him because I had my degree now. I divorced my husband because I thought a successful marriage meant I was here and he was down here. That is not success. That's sickness. I found myself divorced and out there looking for love in all the wrong places. This one and that one and that one and that one and this one and that one, and my body count going up and my value going down. I'm just gonna call it like a TI is. All the while my husband done found somebody else building a relationship and building a life with them. I should have stayed married to my husband. I felt like I was on this dark road with no street lights, pitch dark, and I couldn't find my way and didn't know which way to go. I felt lost. I felt like I was walking barefoot on that dark road with pebbles and hot rocks sticking my foot. I felt hurt. I felt alone because every time he and that one and this one and that one left my bed, I was alone all by myself. And which was supposed to be soft and comfortable for me, my pillow, it was now filled with tears. I should not have left my husband.
That was such a real video. Really, hats off to her for just living in reality and accepting her situation. But here's the thing, man. It's like, guys like us, we watch this and we're like, yeah, I mean, it's just facts. This is where you end up when you make all of these mistakes. But the people that need to hear this message are not getting the message. That's the thing. The people that need to hear this message are the currently married women and the much younger women who are getting into the dating pool. Women in their early 20s need to understand, if you go down this route, if you just endlessly get pumped and dumped by the chads, you will marry a beta bob that you will be unhappy with, and you will divorce him down the line and end up forever alone with cats. That is what your future looks like if you go down this modern woman route. So it's always refreshing to hear women talk this way, but it's like, what good is it actually doing if the women are not actually listening?
When I left my husband, I was only making like $16 an hour. And so that was not enough. And so I got myself into a lot of credit card debt because I moved into an apartment that I couldn't really afford, but I thought that someone else was going to be living with me in it. So that's
What do you
happened.
mean? The ex?
No. Okay, so right after I got divorced, I got into a situation with somebody I knew from work. And
A situation.
How quickly after the divorce?
well, like immediately. It was like a rebound, right? I guess is what they would call it.
Okay.
And
Like,
we
like
worked
the
together.
day after?
Maybe. Like, sort of. Yes.
Okay.
So I knew him, right? We worked together. That's how we met.
Well, wait,
And-
how long are you married?
Almost 5 years.
Did you guys ever have...
Just throwing away a financially stable marriage of 5 years because you kind of liked a new guy at work and you wanted to get with him. I haven't even seen this clip, but I bet it didn't work out with the new guy, and now she's just desolate.
Did you guys ever have any kids?
Yes.
And you got with this person a day after?
Yes, but see what I thought he was like the love of my life.
A day after a divorce. Okay.
Yes.
Sure. And you thought he'd be living with you?
Yes. Like I
Financially stable, married, 5 years, kids. Oh, but I kind of like this new guy. He's like just kind of cool. So screw all that. Oh my god, dude. Just totally nukes her entire life for Steve from accounting. They have a fling for a week or two and then it's over. And now she's alone. Has no money. Bro, this stuff is so wild. And she has literally no one else to blame but herself. She made all of her own decisions. But honestly, I can basically guarantee you that this woman does not have any strong male figures in her life. No father, no brothers, nothing like this. And this is what happens when women are left to their own devices, making their own decisions. It just is what it is, man. I don't think I need to say anything else.
What's the problem with dating as single mums? I don't understand the issue with these men. We're talking men in their late 30s, like 38, 39, and as soon as you mention you've got children, they don't want to know. And I don't get it. And then they go simping over 21-year-olds, and that's because they've got no responsibility. The free-spirited to get to do whatever the hell they want, and it makes them look good and feel better about themselves. There is nothing wrong with dating a single mother. Like, my kids are practically teenagers. Well, my daughter is. She's nearly 16. My son's nearly 11. If anything, I've got more free time now opposed to what I had 4 years ago. This whole stigma of, like, dating someone with kids has really, really got to stop. Like, it's wrong. It really is wrong. Like, what's wrong with me? I'm 33 years old. I know what I want. I'm responsible. I do a pretty good job raising my children on my own. I've been single 4 years. What's the problem?
Hold up. Wait a minute. We gotta do some math. Did she just say she has a 16-year-old and that she's 33? So she had a kid when she was 17, but then she's saying, oh, I'm super responsible. I know exactly what I'm doing. Bruv, it ain't getting any better, isn't it? Why do you have to accept the baggage from another man? It just puts in such this weird, bizarre situation where you have this intense emotional connection to the children. You love them and you love her, but you have no real authority over them. And she'll always be able to hold that against you. And she'll always be able to say, hey, don't talk to my children that way. You're not their dad. So you're like this weird uncle who just hangs out in the house and you have no authority to do anything, but she still expects you to pay for everything and take care of the children as well. It is just such a yikes, bro. It's such a weird place to be in life.
I'm divorced. I thought I'd be happier, except
Yep.
the judge set the child support amount at $326 a month. $326 a month for 2 kids for child support is what he has to pay me. $326 a month because he's not working, because he chooses not to. I was able to cross-examine him, which was fun, and I asked him how many hours a week he spends working or trying to sell houses, because technically he still has a real estate license, so technically he's still a realtor. He said 15 hours a week approximately is how many hours he works per week. Grown man, grown able-bodied man with transportation and no childcare to worry about. Says he works 15 hours a week.
Okay, let's break this one down, okay? So one, that is a yikes. You're a grown man. You have children. You have a wife. Work. Earn money. That's a yikes. What are you doing, bro? Two, why did she get with him? Why would you get with a guy like that? And why would you give him children? The red flags were probably already there. But she was like, oh, damn, this guy barely works. He sleeps all day, has no goals, ambitions. Damn, let me give him children. Like, what are you talking about? All right. Let's settle down, all right? Whoa, Bessie. All right, let's settle down now, okay?
What do you mean we have to pay rent?
I'm sorry. We just need help around here.
You never said nothing about rent before.
Well, now I have to. I need you guys to help out. It's going to be like $800 for each of you.
Each?
Yeah, girl, we pay $2,500 a month for rent here.
So you want me to do rent and a bill?
Yeah.
Well, that will include the bill. So we'll just scratch the bill. So the $800 will include help towards the bill.
Where's all this coming from? Because you never mentioned any of this before.
Well, now that he's here, this is...
This is your house.
Well, he's moving in.
You never had a problem before.
Well, he's going to be the man of the house.
I'm not paying rent.
No.
I'm not paying rent.
We know.
It's not even your decision. It's his.
You barely know him. He's been here for like 2 months. And all of a sudden he's moving in and then you're telling us that we have to pay rent?
Yeah.
$800 each.
Married. Wow. This is going to be our house.
Well, he should be bringing some money.
So I don't have children just yet, but if I'm in a situation like this, personally, I wouldn't kick out my daughters and I wouldn't charge them to stay at home. But I would kick out my sons and I would charge them to stay at home. And there's some things like, okay, you're a young man, you're working on your business, you have goals, you're chasing after them every single day, then maybe you can stay in the home longer, okay? But if he's just being a deadbeat, playing video games all day, just mooching off the family so much longer, he's out of there. He's absolutely out there. Or paying rent. Men have to build themselves. They have to go out and build their lives. They have to face difficulties to become the man. Men are built. Otherwise, he'll just be a shell of a man for the rest of his life.
It is my husband's funeral, which unfortunately I cannot make because obviously I am busy here in Tunisia. I would have loved to have gone. We were together for 17 years. Unfortunately for me, he did decide to die on the week I had planned to come on holiday, so I did make the decision not to go because, you know, I need a holiday at the end of the day, and my holiday is way more important than sitting in a church watching people cry. I would love to give him a good send-off, so I'm going to get absolutely drunk tonight with this new guy that I met, and I'm going to raise a glass for you, Jeremy, because you were an amazing husband, very rich. I can't wait to do the will reading when I'm home. I have made sure I'm going to be home in time to do the will reading because I would not miss that for the world, because obviously I am due to get a lot of money and that's a very, very important thing to me. So I hope you have a good funeral today, Jeremy. Love you. All good things have to come to an end. So I did miss my husband's funeral because I was in holiday in Tunisia. I would not have missed my holiday for the world, and I know my husband would have understood because that's just the kind of guy he was. But yes, I have come back from my holiday just to make sure that I got back in time for the will reading, because I am not going to miss that for the absolute world. I have been held captive in the Ukraine for at least a week now, following my holiday in Tunisia, where I did get pregnant with a very well-known married celebrity.
Bro, what the I just reject this video. I reject this video. I don't even want to try and wrap my head around whatever the hell is going on right now. Leave me alone, video. Okay? Get out of my eyes. Leave my sclera alone. Ignore my iris, woman. And that's it for this video, okay? Like, subscribe, Path of Progress, goodbye.